Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss the developing case of Carlee Russell. If you do love true crime, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and also drop in the comments and let me know what you think of the information that us, the public, have so far about the case. So we know Carlee is a 25-year-old, and by the information that's available online, she's a nursing student, although there's conflicting information about that, whether she is or she's not. But at some point she was. There are photos of her in her nursing uniform, mentions of her education and her studies. However, she was working at a day spa currently, and she's living at home with her parents. So this whole case started on, well, might have started before that, but based on the information that we have, mainly started on Thursday, July the 13th. So Carlee left work approximately 8:20 p.m. She finished her shift at work, and on her way home, she stopped to order some food. It was said that she stopped by the Colonnade shopping mall to get food, and then she later stopped by Target on Highway 280, where we found out later that she had gotten granola bars and Cheez-Its there. It was said that she stayed in the parking lot until approximately 9:21 p.m., and the reason for this is unknown. She may have just been hanging out for a little bit, or who knows. Anyway, after she left the Target and approximately 9:43 p.m., she placed a call into 911. And her call was that she saw a child on the side of the road, where she mentioned that it was a Caucasian child that's approximately the age of a toddler, who was only wearing a diaper and a shirt. She did give her information, approximate location, and the dispatcher advised her to, hang around the general area until the police arrived, basically keep an eye on the child. And at some point, she lost connection with dispatch. However, she did not call them back. She instead called her brother's spouse or wife, partner, and she relayed the same story to her as well. However, this time, while they were in the midst of the conversation, she let out of a scream, and then they kind of didn't speak to her any longer. However, the line was still open, and they could hear the traffic on the highway.
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you?
I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Met, like to get off by the Hoover Met.
Okay, so you're before that exit?
Yes.
Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like toward Tuscaloosa or toward 280?
Towards Tuscaloosa.
Okay, and was the child on the left or right side?
On the right side.
Were they walking northbound or southbound?
They're walking towards Tuscaloosa.
Walking southbound? Or how old did they look?
Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4.
Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them?
Yes.
Okay, are you with the child right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, what kind of car are you in?
I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz.
Is that a sedan or SUV?
SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry.
Can you put your hazards on for me?
Yeah, they're on.
Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do they look like they're injured?
No, they don't.
Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
They're white.
Okay. Is it male or female?
I think it's a little boy.
White male? Okay. Is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white T-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
And you don't see any cars anywhere?
No cars are anywhere.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
My name is Carlee Russell.
And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct?
No, but I can't really see them that good.
Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them.
Okay.
All right, and do they have shoes on?
No,
Shoes?
not that I can see. I can't really see that well.
Okay. All right. I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
After Carlee made her report to the police, they were on scene within approximately 5 minutes. However, there was no sign of Carlee. Her car was there. They found her purse with her Apple Watch in it. Her wallet was there. And curious enough, her wig was there, but there was no signs of her. The police combed the area for a while, but she was nowhere to be found.
About 9:36, she told her she saw a child on 459 right before exit 10 that appeared to be 3 to 4 years old by themselves. She's pulled over. She called 911, but in the process, at some point, she got out the car. My daughter-in-law could hear her asking the child if they were okay. The child didn't respond, or at least she didn't hear her respond. He or she respond, and then she heard our daughter Carlee scream, and from there all we could hear was noise, background noise in her phone, which we later found out was noise from the interstate. And so they have found her wig and her hat and her cell phone that were in close proximity to her car. So if anyone sees Carlee from the pictures that we have put out, just keep in mind, because her wig came off, her hair will be braided down to her scalp, so she won't have, long hair or anything like that is reflected on the picture. She pretty much has cheekbones like me. Pretty much our face is the same structure. So that's pretty much all the information we have.
During the time that Carlee was missing, not just her local community, but everyone in the country was concerned for her. And this story became a huge, huge story, not just in the U.S., but also overseas. There was a major coverage online. Anybody who had a platform would share her story. The police has expended major resources looking for her. However, she showed up on her own on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 10:49 p.m. 10:45, 10:49, around there, which everyone was happy that she was found okay, but also, curious as to what became of her. So anyway, what is being reported is that, she showed up around 10:45, and her parents called the police to let them know that she had returned. The police came back over, and she was later to take her statement, and then she was later taken to the hospital for evaluation. Meanwhile, everyone's curious to hear, what had happened to her, because she came back home. She came back home on foot. But at that time, there weren't any details, immediately available as far as what her condition was, what had happened. So the public was very anxious and waiting to hear what had happened while she was missing.
That moment you all first laid eyes on her again, what was it like?
To me, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit-down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carlee Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running, all her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but are asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
But they say one thing is clear.
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
On July 19th at 2:30 p.m., the Hoover Police Department held a press conference in which they indicated that there was no reason to believe that there was any threat to public safety at this time based on the information that they've gathered so far. They also mentioned that they analyzed Carlee's cell phone along with the help of the Secret Service, and they detailed some search terms that they felt were relevant to the case that they disclosed to the public. So on the 17th at 7:30 a.m., she searched, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? On the 13th, which is the day that she went missing, at 1:03 a.m., she searched how to take money from a register without being caught. At 2:13 a.m., she searched Birmingham bus station. At 2:35 a.m., she searched one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, 7:13 departure date. And there were other searches as well. At 12:10 p.m., she searched for the movie Taken. And they also mentioned searches regarding an Amber Alert, 2 searches that took place on her work computer as well. And the police also mentioned that their request for another interview with Carlee was denied at that time. But any other information that would be relevant to the case would really need to be coming from Carlee, and at this point they were not able to talk to her. On July 23rd, it was observed that there seemed to be a party going on at Carlee's house. The police had drove by as well. I don't know if they were on protective duty or what, but in the images that were available, there were a couple of police vehicles by the house, and you could see guests coming and going. It was said that it was a day after her birthday, her 26th birthday, so it is assumed that there was a party being held for her birthday on that day. On July 19th at 2:30 p.m., the Hoover Police Department held a press conference in which they indicated that there was no reason to believe that there was any threat to public safety at this time based on the information that they've gathered so far. They also mentioned that they analyzed Carlee's cell phone along with the help of the Secret Service, and they detailed some search terms that they felt were relevant to the case that they disclosed to the public. So on the 17th at 7:30 a.m., she searched, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? On the 13th, which is the day that she went missing, at 1:03 a.m., she searched how to take money from a register without being caught. At 2:13 a.m., she searched Birmingham bus station. At 2:35 a.m., she searched one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, 7:13 departure date. And there were other searches as well at 1. Now, with this case playing out in real life, we are privy to all the conjecture and all the theories that we usually don't experience. So I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I've come across, and just keep in mind that this is all alleged. This is not anything that has been confirmed by the police department, and here's the reason why I'm putting this separate from the information that the police provided. So what has been swirling around on the internet is that even though Carlee has not said the reason why she did all this, a majority of the people online are saying that it is because of her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. There were messages that were found that were leaked that mention him having somebody else or being involved with somebody else, and people feel that this may be, her way of trying to get attention or getting sympathy. It is also conjectured that she has been at the Red Roof Inn, even though when the police went by there, she was not there. However, what has been floating around online is that she was registered under a different name, which the police wasn't looking for. Also, it was said that she had somebody else involved with this, contrary to what she had said in her statement, which is kind of credible because of the fact that she disappeared so quickly. What has been said is that one of her friends came and picked her up and that they spent the weekend at the Red Roof Inn. It was also said that they had ordered food as well as a nail kit, and the pseudonym that she used to book the room is what was used to order the food. And then there was some way to connect this prepaid credit card back to her, which is not something that was disclosed by the police. And also, it was mentioned that she had some issues with failing out of nursing school. We don't know that to be true either, but this is something that was happening. And also that it seemed that she maybe didn't think that the case would get this much traction. And so when things were heating up, she decided to come home and try to make it seem as though, she was abducted. So this case is still playing out, and I'm curious to see if any charges will be filed against Carlee Russell, also against the parents, because there's some conjecture that they may have some information about what's been happening. There was something mentioned about that the parents had gone to Atlanta at some point without telling the police, and when they were asked about that, they had said that they had gotten a tip about something going on in Atlanta that didn't pan out, but they were planning on searching in Atlanta anyway. I don't know how they would plan to search in Atlanta without having a target area, but this was something that was kind of odd as well. I'm also curious to know if the friend who abetted her will face any charges, or are the police not able to prove that she was involved at this point. So this story is still developing, and it gets, the plot thickens from minute to minute. So if you do want to hear more about this case, do subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on the case. What do you think will happen next? I am also curious to see how this case will develop as well. Thank you for checking out my channel. Until next time.